Welcome, everybody. Huddle, KGUN9's weekly streaming sports talk show. I'm Jason Barr, joined by Pat Parris, as always. Pat, good afternoon. How are you?
Good. Looking forward to our topic today.
Yeah, we're going to clear up this Roadrunners Coyote situation.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
The best person to do it. He's Craig Morgan. He is a senior writer for PHNX Sports up in Phoenix. He has been all over the Coyote saga. Nobody's done a better job, I think, covering it. And we have him here today to help see what's going on with the Roadrunners. Craig, it's Jason and Pat in Tucson. Thanks so much for a few minutes.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. So the last thing we saw from one of your tweets was that the AHL Board of Governors didn't have enough information to vote on whether or not the Coyotes will be playing at Mullet Arena next year or the Tucson Arena. Tell us the latest information that you have as far as where the Roadrunners are probably going to be next year.
Well, I wish I could tell you where they're probably going to be. It's all up in the air right now. In fact, I touched base with the AHL again yesterday, spoke to the front office, and essentially they are waiting on more information. There are a lot of discussions. I spoke to Oakview Group as well today. They manage the arena, Mullet Arena, that is. They are in discussions with the Morello ownership group, which of course maintained ownership of the Tucson Roadrunners, even though they sold the Coyotes to the league, which in turn sold them to Salt Lake City. The hope initially, what Alex Morello and Alex Morello Jr. wanted to do was move the Roadrunners to Mullet Arena permanently. They wanted to play their entire season there. But there are a number of complications. Of course, they still have a 2-year lease, 2 years remaining on their 10-year lease in Tucson. And my understanding is it would cost them upwards of $3 million to break that lease and leave early. Now, they are permitted to play as many as 5 games at another site. Maybe that's a way to bridge this gap. But anything beyond that is considered a breach of contract. So that's one side of the negotiations. The other is trying to find some time, some ice time, some actual dates at Mullet Arena, and a willingness on ASU's part to actually have them. I know that Arizona State University is pursuing the Suns G League team to play at Mullet Arena as well. So if that's successful, and I'm told it's leaning that way, there aren't going to be a lot of dates left for the Roadrunners. And as you guys know, the AHL is a weekend league. They need to play games on the weekend because of the development process, because of other team schedules. So there's a lot to be worked out here. One final thing to say about the situation at Mullet Arena. I think the Coyotes were the Coyotes ownership group was under the impression that they could just supplant the Coyotes with the Roadrunners. But if you look at the actual terms of the deal, ASU was very specific in saying an NHL team named the Arizona Coyotes. They can't just slip the Roadrunners in and say, yeah, we're still fulfilling the lease. So there are a lot of moving pieces here right now.
Craig, it certainly seems like Alex Morello, jumped the gun with that one radio interview where he said, we're just going to move Tucson Roadrunners right up there to Mullet Arena, and we're not going to skip a beat. Then he backtracked a little bit. It really is. There are so many moving parts. You just wonder if they're going to run out of time for this next season, and it'll either be status quo, or as you mentioned, maybe if not status quo, it'll be 5 games at best at Mullet. It almost looks like it's running out of time.
Yeah, I do think time is of the essence. Now, I've heard people, several sources have told me the AHL needs to know by May 31st. There may be some wiggle room there. I think the AHL schedule traditionally comes out in early July, so they're going to want to have clarity well before then. There's not a lot of time left to get this done. So I agree with you completely that time is of the essence. The other thing that I wonder is if you don't get it done this year, what is the makeup of the Tucson Roadrunners beyond this season? Listen, Utah is maintaining this AHL affiliation for this season because they've got too much else to sort out right now to change that as well. But after this year, my guess is Utah is going to look for another affiliation, maybe buy their own team, in which case, how do the Roadrunners actually field a roster if they don't have an affiliation with another NHL club?
Well, that'd be a tough situation, certainly for the Roadrunners. How would the Phoenix area support an AHL team? Do you think that fans and hockey fans of Phoenix would be excited about having an AHL team at Mullet Arena? You mentioned it's a weekend league. They don't draw well in Tucson on Tuesday nights when they have to play. The crowds are on the weekends. How do you think the Valley would support an AHL team if it was there?
Well, I don't want to speculate too much on that because I don't know for certain. I do know that ASU plays a lot of weekend games, so they're not going to have a lot of dates to choose from because ASU has precedent. It's their building. So they'd have to work around that schedule, first of all. Secondly, you have to consider that it's going to be a factor with some of the fans here, just the anger, the resentment with the Morello ownership group having sold the team, essentially lost the NHL team that had been here for 28 years. So you're going to bring an AHL team up from Tucson, first of all, relocate a second franchise and hurt another market, but then say, hey, we're giving you hockey. I'm not sure that the entire fan base is going to be on board with that idea. I think there's still a lot of resentment, a lot of anger toward the Morello ownership group. So I'm not sure what the support would look like at Mullet Arena.
Yeah, and Craig, the flip side of that is, and you touched on it real quick, is here in Tucson, after COVID, it was a little slow coming back for the Roadrunners, but they'd top 4,000 again, 4,100 average attendance this last season. And the fan base here was pretty upset when they started hearing that, they potentially could lose this franchise to Phoenix. You just wonder if that message is starting to get up to the ownership up in Phoenix that, hey, Tucson's a pretty good place for this team right now, and you're going to upset not only potentially, Phoenix fans having an AHL team come instead of an NHL team, but you're going to upset the fan base here that's really supported this team.
Yeah, I wonder. I hope that message is getting to them. I don't know that it factored into their original calculus. You could certainly make the argument that the Morello ownership group has been a bit tone deaf to the fan base for a long time. So maybe they didn't consider that. Here's another thing to consider, guys. What is the impact on the players, on the coaches, on the staff? If you're moving it for the entire season, fine, but I'm not sure that's even possible. If you're talking about playing half a season or maybe 15 games, I've heard like 14, 15 games floated. What's the impact on the players and the staff? That creates a logistical nightmare for these guys having to shuttle back and forth between two markets. I can tell you with near certainty that the players, the coaches, the staff would not be on board with that idea. That just doesn't take into account the realities of the schedule and the demands and the toll that it takes on your body and your mind.
Anything more than once a month, for sure. So it seems like the next step, or one of the next steps, is the late June land vote that Morello is going to vote on for this plot of land in North Phoenix. How serious do you think he is about winning this plot of land? And what, if you had to speculate, what do you see happening in late June?
It's impossible to predict because I've spoken to representative for the Arizona State Land Department, and they do not reveal the other bidders literally until the day of the auction. It's an open auction. You literally hold up paddles. It's going to be an insane environment. What I will tell you about Alex Morello is he's very committed to it. I have never doubted his resolve to want to get an arena built. You can question some of the methods and the decisions they made along the way. They certainly merit questioning, but I do believe that he really wants to win this land auction and get the team back via expansion. Now, a lot of that, of course, depends on who else shows up. And even if he does win this land auction on June 27th, is he going to have support from the city of Phoenix, from Mayor Kate Gallego to move ahead with some of the tax abatements, other concessions that they want? That's a major question and a major storyline to follow, I think, along the way.
Yeah, and you just wonder how much that the bidding is going to be driven up because people know that he wants it, and where will his cutoff be? If it gets out ridiculously priced.
Yeah, and listen, it's not with this parcel of land. It's not just about the highest price. You have to come with a well-hatched plan. What is the development going to be, and what is it going to be in short order? So it's not like anybody can just show up, bid on the land, and sit on it. But as we have noted many times, this is an extremely attractive piece of real estate in very high-end area of the city. So it's entirely possible that we may see other developers interested in it.
Why wouldn't Salt Lake want its minor league team in Tucson? I know we're speculating here, but it's not like there'd be another market that's driving distance. If you've got an established team here, an established franchise that's doing well, I guess the ownership situation might have to be resolved. But why wouldn't Salt Lake want a team in Tucson? Or do you think they could want one?
I don't think they're opposed to the market at all. I think it's more a matter of dealing with the ownership group. When you think about the relationship that you need to have, first of all, you need to be on the same page, have the same development systems. When you have different ownership groups, you don't necessarily have that. There are certainly AHL affiliates that are not owned by the NHL clubs. You look at the Hershey Bears as a great example of how it can succeed. But I'm not sure that the will exists to maintain this relationship with the Morello ownership group past this year. I think they'd rather have it in-house and be able to dictate their terms. That's the issue here, not the market of Tucson itself.
We've got Craig Morgan. It's Jason and Pat here on the Huddle. Craig Morgan, senior writer of PHNX Sports. Craig, we've got a Huddle poll question every week that we're going to bring up here, and let's see what our viewers say. The question is: the Roadrunners have paused 2024-25 season tickets. All right, so you can vote one of the three. One, now look, multiple things can be true, right? Okay, one, they'll end up playing in Tucson. Two, wish we could get more clarity, or three, wish we could get a different owner. Those are the three choices. If you want to have a say, you can. I voted for number one. They're going to end up playing in Tucson, but I have a feeling
I voted for two. But
I
as
have a feeling
Jason,
three's going to do well. Pat always
Jason's
does the
notorious for these questions. So many, you can find a little something in every one to kind of tickle your fancy, I guess. But Greg, what do you think at this point? Just a guess on your part, I'm sure too. But what would you think?
My guess is that at least the vast majority of their games will be in Tucson next season. I think if you put this poll before a lot of Arizona Coyotes fans, excuse me, they're going to make me put $1 in the jar for saying Phoenix. If you put this in front of Arizona Coyotes fans, they might choose number 3 and say we'd like a different owner because they're not happy with the Morello ownership group right now.
And that kind of begs the question too, then, Craig. Okay, he wins this bid on the land, and he's got this grandiose plan. It's not just about an arena, it's about an entertainment district, because after all, he's a land developer, and that's what he is looking at. There's just not a lot of faith, maybe because of past action with him, that and maybe that's part of the problem too, is that even the Phoenix government officials are kind of wondering, is this really right for the city?
Yeah, I think that's fair to question when you look at what happened. First of all, in Glendale with Gila River Arena, they broke off, and that's a saga that predates the Morello ownership group, obviously, but they're the ones that actually lost the arena. So in the span of 5 years, Alex Morello lost the arena. He lost a major vote in Tempe that everyone thought was going to be the cure-all, and then he lost the team. And along the way, listen, there are plenty of reports from vendors where they weren't paying their bills on time. They were trying to renegotiate how much they were paying. So how much faith do you have in this sort of business partner when they have that sort of track record? Alex Morello has burned a lot of bridges up here in the Valley business community. So that's going to be a factor moving forward. I mentioned earlier, is the city of Phoenix actually going to support him? Well, they're going to know about this entire track record. They're going to see it all. So that's going to play into their decision-making.
I know you've got 3 major cities in the United States without hockey, in Atlanta, Houston, and Phoenix. But how much expansion is too much? I know it started out with 6, right? When I was growing up, there were 21 teams. Now we're at, I think, 32, right? I think there's so many quality young players that I don't see a dilution of quality of play. I think the talent's there. But I'm worried about fan bases going their whole lives without seeing a Stanley Cup, because if you've got 36 teams, that means you're winning a cup once every 36 years on average. But it doesn't work like that. Teams repeat. There's dynasties. You're going to have fan bases going 50, 60, multiple fan bases going 50, 60, 70 years with no cup. Is that okay? How much hockey expansion is too much in your view?
Well, when you frame it like that, I think that's a real concern, because you're right. When you have this many teams, it's really hard. It's gotten so much harder to win a cup than it used to be. I do think that the player pool is there. Hockey has expanded so much worldwide. Just in the United States alone, the game is better, faster, more skilled than it's ever been. There's no question in my mind, as someone who has covered this game for a long time. So there's no dilution of talent. I don't buy that at all. But yeah, if you jump into this game now, if this grows to 40 plus teams, what are your chances of ever seeing a cup championship? It gets really difficult at that point. And I suppose you could say that of all sports at this point as they continue to expand.
Yeah, good point. Craig, let's go grassroots, though, because another concern here in Tucson about the Roadrunners potentially leaving is a new, sports complex is scheduled to be built with some ice rinks, and it was really kind of one of those things with the junior Roadrunners that hockey was starting to really take off in Tucson, not unlike what happened in the Valley maybe 10, 15 years ago, but it's starting to happen now here. And now all of a sudden you wonder, are they even going to, if the Roadrunners were to leave, is there even a need to build this big complex that included a couple of sheets of ice?
Yeah, that's a tough one. And that's that again, when we talk about impact on people, I wonder if the Morellos have considered that as well. The youth hockey program down there, right now, when Tucson Arena gets rid of its ice, there's no permanent ice sheet in Tucson, which blows my mind to this day. All those kids that have to drive to Chandler or Gilbert or Mesa to play hockey, it's nuts. And that shows commitment. They need rinks down there without a doubt. But yes, having a pro team in town matters. All the community outreach, all the financial support that they provide for youth hockey, it matters. And just having kids be able to go to a pro rink, watch their idols play, and aspire to something, all of that matters. So yeah, I agree with you completely. It's going to have an impact if they leave. So hopefully that does not happen. And listen, hopefully that multi-sheet rink that you're talking about gets built. Have they even broken ground on that yet?
No, but it's pretty much I's dotted and T's crossed, and that's the next steps for as far as I know.
Yeah, they need that badly down there. They deserve it down there.
Right.
All right, let's wrap it up with our results here. It's only been a few minutes, but I think we do have some votes here on our live poll here. The Roadrunners have paused season tickets for next season. Only 7% saying they're going to end up playing in Tucson. 65% want more clarity. Well, that's what we're doing here with Craig. 28% wish we could get a different owner. I would have guessed 3 and 1 would have been a little higher, but it's still early voting. Any thoughts on the results, Craig?
Yeah, I mean, I think like everyone, we'd like to have more clarity. And again, spoken to the AHL, I've spoken to Oakview Group. The discussions are ongoing. We'll see where it goes. I'm going to stay on top of the story. I can promise you that. Hopefully we'll have clarity soon. I think we need to have clarity soon, given the key deadlines that are approaching for the league.
All right. And where can people see your work? At PHNX Sports? Tell us the easiest way to see it.
Yeah, go PHNX.com is the URL, and you can find me on X. I keep having to say that instead of Twitter.
I know.
At Craig S. Morgan. So thank you once again, guys, for having me on.
Yeah, thank you, Craig.
We hope to have you back.
On the story.
Yeah, if something breaks, it'll be great to have you back.
All right, here was Craig Morgan of PHNX Sports, shedding a little light on things. And, I think it just sounds like that it sounds to me the takeaway, Pat, is that they're going to run out of time for this season, and the Roadrunners are going to play probably all but maybe 5 games.
Right. That's the contract says 5 is the maximum they can play away from Tucson Arena. So.
And then it's dicey. It might be a lame duck year, but we have to see what happens with this land vote and whether Morello is still going to be the owner of the Roadrunners, and then how that goes forward with the Roadrunners being the affiliate of the Salt Lake team.
A lot of speculation, a lot of things can happen. But if he loses that land vote, he's done, right? So then maybe Utah buys the Roadrunners franchise from him, and it stays here in Tucson. But if he wins that land, right, then it becomes this long, drawn out, probably next year and a half of getting the tax breaks and the financing all squared away, and then you build it, and it's 5 years from now that you get the arena. And again, that leaves the Roadrunners in limbo, because does Utah want to, as Craig was saying, does Utah want to keep using the Tucson Roadrunners as their AHL franchise, or do they want to own it themselves and or own a franchise themselves and go out and purchase another one? So we'll see.
You look at the different cities that they could have a team in, an AHL team, and one of them that maybe you don't think of right away is Salt Lake, right? The Vegas Golden Knights have their team in Henderson. It's a suburb,
that's
right?
True.
San Jose Barracuda is the San Jose Sharks team. I mean, they can, if the demand is crazy in Salt Lake and people love their hockey there, they could have their team right there in Salt Lake. So that's another possibility too. So, hey, it's not an ideal situation for Roadrunners fans, but I think you're going to get at least one more year out of your team here.
I think they'll be here. I as we said, you could pick little parts of each one of the 3 on our poll question. I do think they'll end up playing the bulk of the games here in Tucson, but I would not discount 5 games being played at Mullet, although I don't know where they fit in the schedule. Craig alluded to it, but it's almost a certainty that Mullet Arena is going to be the home of the Suns' new G League team. The Suns finally the last team in the NBA to get their own G League team. It just seems like a great fit at Mullet Arena for that. So now all of a sudden there's no dates left. There are not many, maybe 5, as we mentioned. So we'll see. I think it all goes back to we'll see if Alex Morello gets this land. But he's got some tough sledding, Jason, because his name is not, a stellar one in the Valley, because they left a lot of unpaid bills. That's why let's not forget why they got kicked out of Glendale. They got kicked out of Glendale because they didn't pay their bill. So who's going to want to work with him when that's the reputation? Sorry, I'm just being honest. That's my opinion.
No, and he doesn't come across great. He's not a media friendly guy, and when he says the Glendale was an hour and a half away, and people were like, an hour and a half for what?
It's an hour and 50 minutes from here, depending on where you're leaving from Tucson. So I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah.
All right.
He wants to be over where more of the NHL type, the fans that are going to be able to afford those tickets.
Oh, it's a great location. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great location because you've got Paradise Valley and Scottsdale and Mesa, and you've just, that's where they needed to be. They didn't need to be in Glendale, but that's where the arena was built, all those couple of decades ago. So, it is what it is. We'll see. It's going to be important this summer to find out if he gets that land.
And that is June 27th, that land vote. All right. We thank Craig Morgan, our guest this week on the Huddle. For Pat Parris, I'm Jason Barr. Thanks everybody so much for watching live and on the records. It's appreciated. And we'll see you next week, same time.